and welcome to Tai Chi Daily, Tai Chi Classics Word by Word. My name is Pony. This podcast is to deep dive into the Chinese characters of the Tai Chi Classics, which help us to understand why these words are being used in Tai Chi theories. And it also helps our audience to understand better every movement behind the Tai Chi practice. Today's episode, we are going to talk about the second character of Tai Chi Chuan Jing by Zhang Sanfeng. So the second character is Ju, lift. And it means to lift, to raise, and it has so much depth both in its origins and its broader implications in Tai Chi. Now, Ju, or lift, didn't actually appear in the oldest form of Chinese writing, like oracle bone inscriptions. But we start seeing it in bronze inscriptions, where it's depicted as a person lifting something with both hands. It's a very visual representation of its core meaning, physically raising something. Over time, the character evolved. In bronze script, the shape is quite detailed, showing the act of lifting. Later, in the seal script, it got more stylized, but still kept the essential elements of hands and the object. By the time we get to the clerical and regular scripts, the shape of Ju becomes cleaner and more standardized, like what we recognized today. The ancient dictionary 舍文解字 explains Ju as lifting with hands, and it mentions the sound element yu, which means together, which adds a sense of lightness to the action. This aligns perfectly with Tai Chi, where movements are supposed to feel effortless and fluid. In the Chinese literature, Ju, lift, often symbolize upward motion or progress. For example, in the I Ching, there is a line about a dragon rising in the field, which represents growth and reaching new heights. Similarly, in the Chuan, another Asian Chinese literature, Ju is used to describe leading or initiating something, like starting a great endeavor. Philosophers also had a lot to say about Ju, lift. In Confucianism, it represents taking action, often as a way to inspire others. Confucius once said that if he lifts one corner of a concept, you should figure out the other three. It's about being proactive and curious. In Taoism, Ju, lifts, reflects the natural flow of energy, like how things rise and fall in harmony with nature. But Ju itself represents the upward movement, as we mentioned earlier. But what's really cool is how Ju, lift, applies to Tai Chi. In Tai Chi, every movement begins with a lift. It's not just about physically raising your hands, it's about setting the tone for the whole form. The lift has to be light, smooth, and connected to the next move. Your breath also plays a big role. When you lift, you inhale to draw energy upward, and you settle. you exhale to ground yourself. It's this balance of rising and grounding that makes Tai Chi so powerful. And there's more in Tai Chi. Your legs and waist generates the power for the left. It's not just your hands doing the work. Your whole body has to work together. Plus, in Tai Chi, the sparring practices, 举, lifting, can deflect an opponent's energy. By lifting the force upward, you can redirect it and create an opening to counter. On a broader level of 举, it is symbolic of progress and aspiration. Think about ancient imperial exams. They were called 科举, meaning lifting scholars. It's about rising through effort and talent. Even in everyday life, 举, lift, reminds us that every big journey starts with a single step or lift. Whether it's in Tai Chi, art, or life, the first move sets the foundation for everything else. So in essence, 举, lift, isn't just about lifting something. It's about starting something meaningful, connected movements or ideas, and elevating yourself or others to a higher level. It's such a simple word, it carries so much wisdom.